As Chancellor Lyon says, nobody does research at the scale and quality that we do. But that scale and quality does not just live in digital files and bound papers. It moves and thrives with the help of librarians who partner with researchers to produce scholarship, workshops for students and faculty, ever-evolving resources from around the world, and active consultation with scholars that enables limitless discovery.
My project focuses on a particular delegation composed of 500 Black Americans who sought to travel to Japan in the summer of 1936, but had experienced difficulties in realizing their travel plans, and tracks Black American perceptions of Japan as it shifted and changed within the first 4 decades of the 20th century. Quite literally, there would have been no way for me to do this project had it not been for the resources offered by the UC Berkeley Library. I was able to access English language historical newspapers that were published in the US, but also Japanese language sources that were published in Japan. The extensive and diverse collections of the UC Berkeley Library allowed me then to uncover and reconstruct the story of the delegation. Research can be a very intimidating process, and I think that's where the librarians step in and play a crucial role. Each of my meetings with the librarians, I was offered extremely valuable guidance in navigating the library's collections and identifying pertinent information and sources.
Think about a lot of what I do is designing algorithmic measuring devices for culture, build new computational models for fictional objects, for books, right, for literature. A couple of years ago, I published a paper in collaboration with a couple of scholars who were in English, where we designed a whole pipeline in NLP and AI to be able to measure how much screen time characters are getting in books. We've also carried out similar research looking at representation for race and gender in Hollywood films, going about digitizing works from 1980 up until today, right, the top 50 movies by US box office, but using methods from computer vision instead to see how much screen time specific actors were getting. And what we found were characters who are men get roughly 3 times more screen time than characters who are women in these popular Hollywood films. It seems to be getting better over the past 10 years, but still something that it really does benefit from having the kind of scale of looking at thousands of movies and thousands of books in order to understand how widespread that phenomenon is. Probably half of the research I do right now is only possible because of conversations I've had with people in the Scholarly Communications Office, people who know about fair use, right? Who know about copyright, who know about law, who have specific training in that.
My research is in the political economy of migration. I'm interested in how the inflows of migrants, particularly from Latin America, have changed the political and social landscape in the US. And in terms of political polarization, I'm interested in how citizens have changed their seemingly non-political preferences in response to political factors. Before coming to Berkeley, I had this idea of not only understanding the aggregate political effect of migration in the US, but specifically understand how different groups have reacted to the arrival of newcomers. When I came here to Berkeley, I realized that the library had access to the L2 voter file, and I, along with my colleagues, started looking whether some of the data sets had information on who the people are, where they were born, and we were able to then track the political evolution of foreign-born voters in certain states and see whether their party registration changes in response to the arrival of newcomers. And what we're finding is this still research in progress is that indeed naturalized citizens and second-generation Americans have become more conservative. This new project would not have been possible without the help and the support of Berkeley's library and without accessing the L2 voter file. Libraries are gardens of knowledge because data is knowledge, and most of the data for academic purposes is stored here in libraries, not only in the form of books, but in the form of data sets, papers, and universities are indeed the guardians of all that.
The UC Berkeley Library is a trove of information that empowers anyone, students, researchers, the community, to discover knowledge that shapes and betters our world. Our libraries contain the memories of the world, the voices of the global human diaspora, and the potential for making unforeseen connections today that support the unprecedented discoveries of tomorrow.